We are starting module 2, which is going to focus on beginning to learn the structure of the inner system in the subconscious mind that runs on autopilot, driving our choices and behaviors, and especially our triggered knee-jerk reactions. I think I'm freezing a little bit. So the triggered knee-jerk reactions also are driven by the subconscious, by this system that's actually trying to protect us. It's working really hard, learning from past experiences that caused pain, physical pain and emotional pain, but especially emotional pain. And then it tries to predict the future, to calculate where there will be pain and avoid it. And then if it doesn't avoid pain and it shows up, we get triggered and activated into automatic response in our body, in our sensations, our organs, functioning, nervous system regulation. Our body gets activated and our subconscious mind gets activated. It's very primal. It's so that we can act very fast in situations where we are in danger. The problem is the subconscious mind doesn't really know past from present, and it also doesn't really know interpretation of past experiences from what's going on in the present moment. It's actually forming our interpretation of the present moment. So in the last module, we focused on the triggers, how the trigger reaction in our body has the underlying emotion that has the underlying belief that has the underlying core wound underneath the belief, which is the unmet need. So in module 2, we're going to learn about the system. There is a psychotherapy model named Internal Family Systems, developed by Richard Schwartz, PhD, over, I believe we're over 40 years now, but over the last 40 years. He was a family therapist, worked especially with young people, teens and young adults, especially with eating disorders. And he began to develop this realization of different parts within the subconscious mind that were driving automatic reactions, impulsive behaviors, even when the clients knew better consciously. They couldn't stop themselves. So he worked really hard, and I owe him the joy in my life, because I had a very long healing journey from childhood developmental trauma. I grew up in a very violent household with an alcoholic, physically abusive father. So I had domestic violence. I had experiences of sexual violence and sexual abuse. And on top of that, poverty and oppression. So I even had some religious trauma in there also. So my journey was really long. I knew by the age of 19 that I had to do something, because there was something in me that was automatic, but uncontrolled. I couldn't control it. In my personality type, I want to be very controlled and control my environment. So I had a long journey of healing. And it was very frustrating because I hit my head up against a block wall a lot of times. So every technique that worked for me well and that really gave me traction forward is what I ended up getting trained and certified in. I tried a lot of different techniques, and they helped me along the way. But nothing was really getting to the core, like the deep core, even clinical hypnotherapy. I was certified in clinical hypnotherapy while in grad school. And it was helping the triggered reactions, especially with my anger and rage. But it wasn't really helping with the drinking, my inclination towards alcohol for numbing. It wasn't helping my dissociation. And it wasn't helping me have stability in my relationships and really be able to connect with people. And then I found internal family systems, stumbled upon it in grad school. So my last year of grad school, working towards my master's in counseling, I worked that year in my own therapy with my own internal family systems practitioner. And it changed my life because I finally got to the core root cause of the triggers, of the automatic behaviors, of the thinking. Even what I was perceiving happening in the present moment wasn't always accurate. So internal family systems is the one, if I had to choose one technique or model or whatever psychotherapy model to recommend to people for healing emotional pain and emotional wounds, it would be IFS. Hands down, IFS. And I'm trained in a lot of different areas, scientific and spiritual and energetic. And IFS is just what changed my life. It was the big red bow on the gift, so I am indebted in my core essence to Richard Schwartz and to others who helped develop this along the way and did a lot of work with him. Mark Anderson, MD, wait, that doesn't feel right. I call him Dr. Anderson, MD, did a lot of work. Mike Elkins, who is a clinical hypnotherapist and also licensed marriage and family therapist, original trainers in the IFS Institute. And still, I believe he's 82, I'm so privileged, I'm so fortunate. He is my personal case consultant and supervisor. So he's still doing a lot for the community. And this happens a lot in the IFS community. It changes our lives so much that we just want to give it back. We want to help grow the community, assist new practitioners coming in. And I'm still a newer practitioner, but I just owe the joy that I'm able to feel in my life to IFS. So module 2 is all about IFS. And usually we start out with learning about the parts of us. The book, No Bad Parts, I highly recommend. The book changed my life. I stumbled upon the book before I had my own year of sessions and then became trained by the IFS Institute. So if you like to read, if you are drawn to reading to better understand something, I highly recommend No Bad Parts. And it is, the link for it is in all of the class notes from module 1, and I can add it into this module 2. Module 2 also. And I like to start with teaching about self-energy first, before teaching more about the protector parts and the wounded parts inside of the system. But first, let's go over the system inside of the subconscious mind that's working to try to learn from past experiences, develop beliefs, usually at a young age, that get compounded and actually become our identity. This is why it's a little bit tricky to get to the core wounds and to bring transformation and a real change in trajectory in life, because our belief system, our core beliefs within our unmet needs actually form our identity. So it's a big deal. So to start off with the overview of internal family systems, one of the primary principles, philosophies underneath the model is that it is evidence-based, scientifically proven. We are not mono mind. We are not one mind, one brain. We are multiplicity of mind. Scientists even have the MRIs that show the different blood flow in different parts of the brain, and we know different parts of the brain that relate to different functions in life. Multiplicity of mind is even deeper than that, because we have sub-personalities that help direct our life. This is not multiple personalities. This is sub-personalities that take on specific jobs to help us in our life. So the multiplicity of mind in your workbook that I have in your section 1, week 1 for this module, it says it's the foundation of IFS. Even Richard Schwartz, when he was developing this, he said, my patients were talking about, there's this part of me that wants this, but this part of me that wants that. And don't we use that language every day? Well, I have a part of me that's really jealous of her, but another part of me feels bad. We all use the language. And he even started developing evidence-based scientific models to prove this is normal, natural behavior and a way of functioning for us, because he was like, my patients are saying this, and now, wait, I have this. I'm saying this about myself. So there are many peer-reviewed studies from Dr. Schwartz, but also many others, just validating that we have sub-personalities or aspects of ourselves or different parts of ourselves. A lot of different ways to state it.